What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the JoeyH podcast. Today we have our sports analysis show with me, as always, for this show. Lucas, how are you?
Doing good, man. How are you doing?
I cannot complain. I just got back from astronomy class and yeah, learn about the planets. Um, which I'm into that kind of stuff. So first and foremost, we got the NFL playoff time this weekend, wild card weekend. It's going to be insane. So the first up, we got the Texans versus the Chargers. I have the Texans beating the Chargers. The Texans have had a great year this year. CJ Stroud is always he's always performing. He's proved all the doubters wrong. He's only in his second year in the league. He's just the perfect size for a quarterback. He's a 6'3". He's around, I think, 210. The Texans, they did lose Tank Dell the Saturday before Christmas, and unfortunately, Tank Dell has had a season-ending injury. That was a huge loss, but I don't think it's that bad of a loss for them to beat the Chargers. So, Lucas, who do you have?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I got the Chargers winning. I got the Chargers.
Oh,
I think the Chargers have had a great season, and I think 70% of that reason is Harbaugh. Harbaugh. I think he's gonna take them far. I don't think they're gonna win it. I don't think they're gonna get past the Chiefs, but I think they're gonna beat the Texans for sure. But yeah, Herbert and Harbaugh are a great duo. They have crazy chemistry. They know exactly what they want from each other, and I'm excited to see them in the playoffs for sure.
all right. So then we have Ravens versus the Steelers. That one, obviously it's always a big rivalry game. AFC North, anytime any of those teams play each other, it is beef.
It
Like
is good. It is good. It is good games there.
like it's insane. Like the Steelers and the Browns, like that whole
Oh, crazy.
like any time any of those AFC North teams play each other, it's insane. Like the fights that happen, it's like the
You're serious
passion is
about it.
crazy. Yeah. So I got the Ravens beating the Steelers. It's in Baltimore. Lamar Jackson is having an amazing year. Also with Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, he's also in his second year in the league. Again, proving all the doubters wrong. Yeah, I have the Ravens beating the Steelers at home. They did recently, I think it was a couple weeks ago, they beat the Steelers for the first time in some years. And I think they're going to keep it going. I really do. So this will be the third time they play this season, but I think the Ravens, they got the Steelers number, and I think they're going to keep it going.
I couldn't agree with you more. I believe as well the Ravens are going to win. I think playoff Ravens, we haven't seen them a whole lot, but like you said, Lamar Jackson is having basically an MVP year. Do I think he's going to win the MVP? No, but he's having an amazing year. The Ravens in general have had an amazing year. They're one of those teams that, they're in the conversation of Super Bowl contenders for sure. So, yeah.
Okay. Now we got the Bills playing the Broncos in Buffalo. I'm gonna just come out and say it. Buffalo is winning that
Definitely.
easily. Um, I did get a chance to watch the Broncos play the Bengals. Even though the Bengals won, Bo Nix, he is a hell of a fighter. He stays in that game. He never gives up. He goes till the game's over. But then again, if they can't beat the Bengals, I don't see how they can beat the Bills. No disrespect to Broncos fans, but I'm just I'm just throwing it out there. And it's in Buffalo as well.
Yeah.
So
Buffalo is one of the hardest places to play at, especially in the cold, especially in the playoffs. So, yeah, Buffalo for sure. For sure.
the Eagles play the Packers in Philadelphia. Some people may think this is going to be a blockbuster game. and I disagree. First
Mm.
and foremost, I think the Eagles are going to dominate the Packers. If they don't win by more than 14 points, I'm gonna be disappointed. The Packers lose last week to the Bears, and the Bears have had a terrible season. And listen, I know you guys might say, "Oh, Joey, you're a Lions fan, you're hating on the Packers." Listen, that may be true, but at least I'm trying to give an unbiased opinion here. And just being honest, I'm sorry, if you can't beat the Bears, man, it's going to be hard for you to beat the Eagles in Philadelphia. And Saquon Barkley is having a almost record-breaking season. Unfortunately, he did not play last week against the Giants. He could have broken Eric Dickerson's record, just being honest. But listen, over 2,000 yards, I'll take it. That guy that either
That's
him
still one in a
or
million.
yeah, either him or Lamar Jackson are winning. No, no, no. Saquon Barkley's winning MVP this year, hands down. But Lucas, go ahead.
I agree with you. Saquon Barkley is definitely winning MVP this year, but Green Bay is definitely taking the W. That's my hot take for the playoffs. That's my hot take. Green Bay
Oh
is taking the
no.
W. Yes, bro. Yes, bro.
No.
Jordan Love gets better and better each season. Even though I can't stand the Packers either, Jordan Love is getting better and better. So, I mean, and that team is just getting better and better. So, I know they lost to the Bears, but that was a fluke. That was a fluke.
Think of that. Think of that sound. Playoff Jordan? No, 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 no.
Yes,
No.
bro. Playoff Jordan. Playoff Jordan. Here he comes. He has
Playoff Josh. Playoff Josh. He's like Josh Allen, he's gonna be unleashed. But
yeah.
and playoff Jared. Bills and Lions Super Bowl, I'm calling it. Then we got the Buccaneers playing the Commanders in Tampa Bay. That's going to be a pretty interesting game. I do have the Buccaneers, however, beating the Commanders. Yes, Jaden Daniels is an amazing quarterback. He is having a great year. Either him or Bo Nix might win Rookie of the Year this year or Offensive Rookie of the Year. Baker Mayfield, yes, he is only 2-2 in the playoffs. Baker has been there, done that. He is much more experienced than Jaden Daniels. I'm not just going to go off of that fact. It's also Mike Evans. He's very experienced. Chris Godwin. They got a lot of weapons on offense. And also one of my favorite Huskers of all time, Trey Palmer. I'm picking for the Buccaneers to beat the Commanders.
Yeah, me as well. Me as well. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, they haven't had the best season ever, but that doesn't, they're still playing good football and they're still a good football team.
Hmm.
Baker Mayfield will never make me not believe in the Buccaneers. He's had an amazing season. He's given up MVP numbers, but he's not going to win the MVP. He's just been a really, really good football player this year, and the team has just been looked really, really well. I do agree that Jaden Daniels will probably get the Rookie of the Year award.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
that's good. And it's great because we don't see many Heisman winners
No,
excel like as well in the NFL. You know what I mean? There's only
especially right after the year they won the Heisman, especially if they go straight into the draft.
yeah, especially. Now the Vikings play the Rams, the last playoff game of the weekend. It's gonna be in Los Angeles, but I have the Vikings beating the Rams. The Vikings were tied last week with Detroit. That was pretty much the battle for the first seed in the playoffs. The Lions have a bye week. I'm gonna pick the Vikings to win, even though they did lose pretty bad to the Lions. They did hang with the Lions in the first half. So look, Yeah, Justin Jefferson, he's just another level of receiver out there. Sam Darnold is having a year none of us would have expected him to have, and it wasn't even supposed to be his year. JJ McCarthy, after the first preseason game, he goes down with an injury. And Sam Darnold, he's right in there and he has a year I don't think any of us would have expected. The Vikings, they are a very dynamic team. I did watch the Rams versus the Cardinals game a couple weeks ago. Rams, you won the game, but you sold me on the spread. So it was against the Cardinals. So just off that simple fact, oh well, yeah, I'm not gonna go off of that, but the Vikings will beat the Rams in Los Angeles. I like the Vikings team dynamic. They have great team chemistry. So Lucas, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't think you were going to take the Vikings, but yeah, I think the Vikings will definitely win. Like you said, Justin Jefferson is an amazing receiver. Sam Darnold is having an unbelievable year. I really thought the Vikings were going to flop. I thought Justin Jefferson at the beginning of the year was going to leave the Vikings. I thought he was going to leave. They've had a great year, and honestly, I think if they play their cards right, this could be their year. They've been in the playoffs consistently. They've been here before. Sure, their playoff record isn't great, but they still have been here before. They know what it's like to win a playoff game. So I think they'll take care of it. I think they'll take care of it for sure.
And Jordan Addison as well. Him and Jess Jefferson. That's probably one of the best wide receiver duos in the league right now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see it, but yeah, I think it's going to be too much for the Rams.
Agreed.
Moving on to college football.
Actually, Joey, I had a question for you about the Tyreek Hill news about him being traded and released from the Dolphins. What did you have to think about that?
Well, he actually just got traded.
Or he's being released. There's rumors about him being traded, if not.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, since it's all rumors, I'll just keep it brief or try to keep it brief. After what he said after the game against the Jets on Sunday, he's lost the organization forever now. That right there can never be repaired, you know? And like, listen, do I blame him? Not, I don't blame him all the way. I think the way he handled it was in a poor manner. I don't think he should have said it like that after the game, but I get his frustrations. I mean, week two against the Bills, Tua goes down with an injury, and their season was as I mean, literally, it was over before it even started. Tua tried to come back, and then Tyler Huntley has been filling in for Tua, and I have to say it's frustrating because I think it was week 8 against or I don't know, earlier in the season against Indianapolis. They go to Indianapolis, and in the first 3 quarters, I don't think it was Tyler Huntley, but I'm not completely sure. The quarterback only threw to uh, both Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill for a combined one time, only one time in the first 3 quarters. So
Terrible.
when you are dealing with a situation like that and a player of Tyreek Hill's potential, like I get it, but I don't think pulling yourself out of the game, I don't think that was a great way to handle it. I also don't think that, saying that to the media afterwards, but honestly, I get his frustrations. I really do. I think he will be released from the Dolphins because that right there, when he did that, that can never be repaired, in my opinion. How do you feel about it?
I kind of don't really agree with him. I think the Dolphins have really tried with Tyreek Hill and have been pretty good with Tyreek Hill. They give him a really good contract.
Yeah.
They love him over there in Miami. So I
Oh,
don't
they
really
do.
So I don't really understand it. We don't forget he left the Kansas City Chiefs to go to the Dolphins, and you can't really leave the winning team and then complain about not winning. You know what I mean? Um,
Exactly.
so I mean, I kind of understand it because everybody wants to win, but at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's what I
Maybe
was, sorry.
I said maybe wait a year or two. He's not an old receiver. He's still got time in the tank and stuff. He could wait for
Exactly.
a year or two for a draft pick or something,
Yeah,
you
and
know.
that's what I was gonna say. He was in a situation in Kansas City where he could have he could have stayed there for a long time and won a lot of championships. But, he decided to go get that money. But, look, again, I get his frustrations, but then again, that also what you said factors in. You can't leave a place where they're constantly winning, but then, when you start to not win and this is your first time not in the playoffs, now you want to feel uh like you can't expect the success to happen overnight. You know what I mean? So that's why, I mean, yes, this is his third season in Miami, but then again, I felt like he should have considered the circumstances before he said what he said, because I mean, if Tua was completely healthy this whole season, it would have been a completely different season. I wholeheartedly believe. Now, moving on to college football. Tomorrow night, we have the Orange Bowl, Notre Dame versus Penn State in Miami. Notre Dame pulled off an amazing game against Georgia in New Orleans, which was really good. And, they've played like they've played all year, except for that Northern Illinois game, which I think was a fluke. But, I actually have Notre Dame beating Penn State tomorrow night. Penn State is coming off of a victory against Boise State, a dominant one at that, at the Fiesta Bowl. But I do think Penn State has gotten an easy breeze to the semifinal, because they played SMU at home, and I know I picked SMU to win, but what happened, and then they played Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl, and it was a dominant one, but I think this right here is going to be their biggest test, most definitely so far in the playoff, and I don't think they're going to be ready for it. I think Notre Dame is going to dominate, um, and they're going to win. So, Lucas, your thoughts?
I think Penn State's going to take it away. I think Penn State's have had a great year. Um, they look strong after that Boise State game. After that Boise State game, um, they looked really strong, even though it was pretty one-sided. That just seems to me how strong they are. Like you said, against a really good Boise State team. If you want to compare the wins between Notre Dame and Penn State, I mean, Notre Dame is a little bit more better, if you will.
A lot more.
Yeah, yeah. But I still think Penn State, they're going a long way in the playoffs for sure. I think they're going to beat Notre Dame in Miami this weekend.
Okay. Okay. Ohio State on Friday night will play Texas in Dallas. Basically a home game for Texas.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm really excited for this game.
I am very excited, but Ohio State definitely comes away with the dub. I just want to take time out of this show to say what I've been saying about Jeremiah Smith. That guy could play in the NFL right now. I stick by it. He could play in the NFL right now. He's only a freshman. My grandma called my dad the other day and was like, "Hey, that number 4 in Ohio State, that man had an amazing game. Like, he dominated Oregon." And my dad was like, "Yeah, yeah, he Ohio State beat Nebraska by like this much this season, and he scored a touchdown in that game. Ooh, ooh, that hurt. That hurt. But hey, I've been trying to tell people Jeremiah Smith, he is him, and he could play in the NFL right now. He could play on one of those playoff teams that are playing this weekend. So yeah. Will Howard is a great quarterback. Mecca Ibuka, I get it that Quinn Ewers is a good quarterback as well, but nah, it doesn't matter. where Ohio State plays, Texas at. They could play them in New York City at the Yankee Stadium. They can play them at Barrow, Alaska on the on that blue football field by the Arctic Ocean. They could play them. They they could play them in Mongolia. It's not gonna matter. Ohio State takes it.
Yes,
Go ahead, Lucas.
sir. Yes, sir. I love it. I love the take. I love the take. I agree 100%. Um, Time or place, no matter the time or place, Ohio State is taking that W. Ohio State has had an amazing season this year. From beating teams they should not have beat, from taking back the W against Oregon. I mean, come on now.
I know, I know. I should have said what like Shannon Sharp said like when he was like predicting the Lakers in the playoff series. He's like, it doesn't matter. Capri Sun, Mohegan Sun, the sun's about to set. Lakers in five. And and Chris Paul, Cliff Paul, Jake Paul. It doesn't matter. Lakers in five. No, Uh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, Ohio State. That's gonna be a sweep right there against
Yes,
Texas. Yeah. So me and Lucas, we disagreed on some things in the show on the picks,
it
but
happens. It happens.
it does happen. But you know what? That's the purpose of a debate show, of a sports analysis show. So
It's the
like
basis of sports.
not everyone is going to have the same opinions of you guys. So if you were looking for a show like that where the two co-hosts agree on everything, you came to the wrong show. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Appreciate
And
you.
yes, yes. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Lucas, any final thoughts?
I love playoff football.
Yes, yes. It is. It is crunch time and it's gonna be an absolute fest.
This year in particular,
It's
great playoffs so far, so far.
yes, it's gonna be like we might have games that might be like Hall of Fame worthy. This might create Hall of Fame status players. You know what I mean? This might like I don't know. I'm rambling,
It's
but
a tough bracket in college and in the professionals. It's a tough bracket on both sides, and I can't wait to watch all of those games.
all right, yeah. This weekend is gonna be legendary. So
Mhm.
I've been trying to find the right word. I've been rambling. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Lucas actually cuts hair, so I will be including his Instagram in the bio.
I
So
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
yeah, make sure you guys go check it out. Have a great day, everyone.
Peace out.